Smile.
Fighting for our elders,
flame. Black snake killers, protecting all the water for people, the sites and the graves. Black snake killers, killing in the name of the fire with your force, with your flame. Black snake killers, protecting all the water for people, the sites and the graves. The corporations want a certain death. The corporations, are they live, are they dead? The corporations mustn't need the water. The corporations haven't mother nor father. So why do they converse with the lawmakers? And how do we become the evil breakers? Since when did being human become a crime? Defending Mother Earth until we die. Black snake killers, killing in the name of the fire with your force, with your flame. Black snake killers, protecting all the water for people, the sites and the graves. Black snake killers, killing in the name of the fire with your force, with your flame. Black snake killers, protecting all the water for people, the sites and the graves. That we think that she's just for us. They keep on raping her for human profit. We're all connected and we'll suffer soon, yes. Those who deny the change, when will you get it? Awaken now and there's no looking back. No doubt we'll mount a Kia to walk flat. It's never over but we're prepared now. Carry your prayers up, tobacco down. Black snake killers, killing in the name of the fire with your force, with your flame. Black snake killers, protecting all the water for people, the sites and the graves. Black snake killers, killing in the name of the fire with your force, with your flame. Black snake killers, protecting all the water for people, the sites and the graves. Killing in the name of the fire with your force, with your flame. Black snake killers, protecting all the water for people, the sites and the graves. Black snake killers, killing in the name of the fire with your force, with your flame. Black snake killers, protecting all the water for people, the sites and the graves. For the world to live, Columbus must die. For the world to live, Columbus must die. For the world to live, Columbus must die. For the world to live, Columbus Day must die. I see you making your excuses while we begin. When in reality you see screaming in the wind. Well, let's be honest, it was genocide, but we honored him. Time to own up to all America's dark side. Die. For the world to live, Columbus must die. For the world to live, Columbus must die. For the world to live, Columbus Day must die. For the world to live, Columbus Day must die. Die. Castro, put up your brains for more knowledge, truth they get to grow.
Fighting this issue about Indigenous Peoples Day. There's a couple of concerns that I have about this word, Indigenous Peoples Day. What you see in this country, the United States, they turn into these celebrations, and they become obsolete.
Thanks. Yeah, now I'm trying to.
And Russell Means said in order for us to really have some recognition in this country, you have to kill Columbus. You have to kill the idea of Columbus. And these people that honor Columbus, first of all, we don't know why they honor him. This guy was like half a world off. He was lost. And for somebody to get recognition about genocide and murder for Indigenous peoples, and I know a lot of folks here in the United States say, well, he didn't really land here, so I don't know. There are even some Indigenous people who say it's okay. Like some of those Native folks that say it's okay that we have a name called Redskins. That's not okay. So for us as Indigenous peoples, let's not lose the idea of Indigenous Peoples Day and what it really means. It's not a celebration. This is not another Cinco de Mayo. It's not another Thanksgiving. It's not that. And as Native people, we have been at the front lines of the removal and the genocide of not only our lands, terracide, but of our people. But coming home into the city of Phoenix, and I see still in the city of Phoenix with the politicians, these congressmen, from Flake to McCain, who simply give cookies to Indian people. And we say, nah, Natives, we like you, we honor you. We're gonna give you a day for today. But yet Columbus Day remains. And some of you remain in this comfortable resistance. You remain comfortable. And I get it. It's very difficult to continue to resist and to be in the front lines. I get that. You have to work, you have to feed your family, I get that. One of the things that we did in Los Angeles, a movement called Divest LA, is we crashed Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase Bank. We would shut them down. Shut them down for about 20 minutes. And if you know anything about the banking system, If you walk into the bank with a crowd of people, in which we did, we had a drum, we had about 20 folks behind us, you shut down that bank, and that bank has to shut down for at least an hour or two, because they don't know if it's a robbery, they don't know what's going on. Technically what that does is stops the bank from operating for about an hour or two. Why don't I see that here in Phoenix? We have 22 reservations in the state of Arizona. Your lands keep getting destroyed. From Navajo Nation to Maw Dog at Gila River. They constantly get destroyed. People are extracting our water like it's a renewable resource, and it's not. We live in a desert. Why are we not fighting harder? Where is my black community? They should be standing here with us. And I see some of you out there. Thank you for coming. NAACP, where are you at? Fighting against Columbus Day. Where are you? Where's the Arizona Indian Tribal Council? We can't simply just keep writing resolutions and expect somebody to change it. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You, as young warriors and young people, you need to get up and stand up and not be afraid. Some of you say, well, I'm afraid to get arrested, Shannon. So what? Get arrested. Remember, they're not arresting you, you're arresting them. You should arrest them. They're the ones who are violating your rights every day. You call yourself Native American. Stop calling yourself that. We are older than that concept, as John Trudell said. We are older than that. I am O'odham. I am not an American. I am Akamir O'odham. This is my land. And if you truly want people to change the dialogue, the structure of that dialogue, their education systems, then you have to change it. You. Because the more we keep going into these Western concepts of education, we lose. We have to change it. We have to dismantle that structure. And if you don't dismantle it, your children are going to continue to grow up in poverty. Right now, if none of you have $250,000 in the bank, which I think maybe Randy does, you're all considered in poverty, including myself. But poverty is their idea of being rich financially. We are rich with culture and tradition and ceremony. That's who we are. Indigenous Peoples Day cannot become just another day. You cannot sit here and say, oh, I'm going to go up there and read my poetry, then I'm going to go home. I'm going to go up there and rap a little bit, and then I'm going to go home. What are you going to do differently? What are you going to do for the people? Not for yourself. Activism is not about you, it's for the people. You have to shut down the banks. You have to shut down this colonial system. You have to change it. You have to change your educational systems on the reservation. You must. There's no other choice. Before I leave, I'm going to give you some statistics. I work in the prison systems. And since 1990, there was 5,500 Native American men and women in prisons. As of today, there are almost 11,000. Well, you say that's a small number, Shannon. I'm like, no. We are 1.2% of the United States population. That means that our numbers keep going up. And we, as Indigenous peoples, as Native people, serve longer term sentences than any other race. We are overrepresented in prisons. We are losing our language. Indigenous peoples, hear me. Right now at Gila River, where I'm from, roughly about 26 to 30% of our people speak O'odham. There are about 12,000 to 15,000 on our reservation. Salt River, It's about 20% that speak the language. Tonatierra, further south, it's about 40%. The United Nations says that an indigenous language is lost every year from northern New Mexico to Canada. Brothers and sisters, you have to change the way you think. Don't make this Indigenous Peoples Day just another day. Don't make it just another day. For a shirt, I love them shirts, by the way. I'm not dogging the shirts, I'm just saying. I go to powwows, they give out a lot of shirts, right? Stop doing the simple things. Get out of your comfort zone. Be a resistor at every level. Acknowledge that this is a difficult life that we live as Indigenous peoples, not just Native people, but brown and black folks here in the state of Arizona. There's a lot of suffering going on. Maybe we, as Indigenous peoples, can be the moral compass for this country.